Hello and welcome to Four Lives Left, a retrospective gaming podcast where we play some of our favorite
or not so favorite games
to give you, the listener, some new perspectives on beloved
or abhorred games of our collective past.
I'm one of the hosts, Billy.
I'm TC.
I'm Ace.
And I'm Dubs.
So without further ado, let's get on all fours and get busy.
On today's episode of Four Lives Left, we are playing Firewatch, and I am your fun uncle, or your funkle, as some may call it, WB. I chose the game, and I'm honestly looking forward to hearing what all of you guys think about it. Just a quick little intro or basics on it. It came out in 2016. It's a walking simulator. You're playing just a dude in the forest watching for fires. First impressions, we're going to go around the table, start off with Billy.
Cool, yeah, first impressions, it's one hell of an intro. The way it makes you choose all those things, it gives you the background of our main character, why he is where he is, puts you in their shoes. It's a beautiful intro. It really sets up the rest of the game. When you actually get immersed into the world for the first time, the art style is beautiful. The way it's almost like a watercolor-esque vibe. Yeah, first impressions were hot. So I was, when I first got started, I was excited to get this game going. So
That's hot.
yeah, it was hot.
Thunder Chicken, what do you think?
So I did a completely blind run. I didn't read any tags or anything. It's like you guys mentioned. It's a narrative-driven game. It's an interactive story. It's not my first go-to, but it is certainly engaging and interesting. Great medium for the story that it tells. It is a walking simulator, but it'll keep you engaged. And $20, I think, is too much.
Fair. Ace, what were your thoughts?
I did know a little bit about the game. I knew a little bit about the ending, and I was a little excited to play. I thought it actually took place in Colorado. It doesn't. It takes place in Wyoming.
Same.
But that didn't diminish it for me. I was very excited. I got through. I did the choices. It was a huge emotional impact for me with some of my family circumstances. Very guttural. Had to take it in my bites. And then we get to actually go somewhere. And like the first task you get is to walk outside of your cabin and find a supply cache. This is 10 minutes into the game, and this is the first time I turned the game off. Here's the thing, folks. I am very directionally challenged. Like, I will put on the GPS to go to my wife's parents' house. I go there, I don't know, 4 times a month. I still put the GPS on. I know. It's ridiculous, folks. I am aware. So when I have to go to the supply cache and I realize I have to use a compass and a map, my first thoughts were, fuck you, WB. Was this designed just to piss me off? Because I don't know if I can finish this game, folks. It took me several attempts before I eventually gritted my teeth, just memorized the map by brute force. At one point I wandered so much, Delilah was like, where the fuck are you? Like, how did you get here, idiot? You need to go there. You were so lost. And then eventually when I memorized the map, okay, it was pretty. I really enjoyed the art style. I don't know if I would choose this one on my own.
That's very fair. No, so it is a walking simulator. It doesn't really hold your hand in telling you. I mean, it gives you like, all right.
I wanted a map marker so fucking bad. Just a give me a flash, a spidey sense.
Just something. Yeah, no, it'll just be like, you have a map and it'll circle a general area, and thankfully you show up as a little dot on the map, so that helps somewhat. But
Ace is an idiot. Idiot Ace.
Maybe you didn't notice that. I don't know.
That could honestly explain everything.
But no, yes. So in this game, you're playing as Henry, a man in his mid-30s, almost 40s. I don't remember exactly what it is. Right. It's 1980s. The very beginning, it talks about how you meet your wife. And it's, you're just making simple choices, and it builds and builds. You start your life together pretty much, and then she gets some kind of neurological disease. I don't know if it's dementia or I don't remember exactly which one.
Alzheimer's.
I think it's-
Alzheimer's. Thank
It's
you.
dementia, they say later in the game. She gets dementia early onset.
Yeah. So, you've got to kind of grapple with that, and you make decisions on whether you take care of her, whether you put her in a home. Henry is not a perfect person. He's human, and that's
He
the
is.
main thing about the game is that it is very.
He's one of us.
He's one of us, exactly. Yeah, no, it doesn't. It doesn't lift him up above anyone else. So you've got to make choices whether you're going to take care of her. And your wife's name is Julia. That just so we get that.
It's important.
Yeah, no, it is. Yeah, because we'll be talking about it later. But yeah, no, whether you want to put her in a home or you take care of her, and then whether you've got a locker in your bedroom,
So you can go to the bar.
so you can go to the bar. Exactly. Yeah. So no.
Or, the alternative, like
You'll-
any rational person would do, just let her wander your house while you still
Are
go
going-
to the bar.
Yeah, no, there's a lot of choices in this game where I was like, man, it doesn't feel like there's a right choice.
Yeah.
And that's life. Sometimes it's like, man, what's the least shitty option I've got here? Yeah, gameplay. You just you're a fire watchman, and you're in the middle of the beautiful forest in Wyoming, looking for fires. What did you guys think about gameplay, aesthetics?
So, gameplay to me, I sit in the same seat with Ace.
Yeah.
It was a joy at first. I was like, interesting. We have a map. We have a compass. Fuck off. Like, go do your thing. Go do
Yep.
the objective. There were so many moments in this game where I got very, very frustrated. And it was all because of the mechanics.
Yeah.
Just the mechanics of the game itself. This game, in my opinion, would benefit so much from just a mini map on the top right corner. Just something small, toggle it on or off, just make it an option.
Yeah.
The fact that you move so slow drove me a little crazy.
Yeah.
But the thing that sent me over the edge were the very slow animations
Yes.
Yes.
when it comes to rappelling up and down or
Yes.
God
hurdling-
forbid you have to
jumping.
climb.
Oh my god. Dude, the slow animations drove me up the wall, but the thing that really killed me were the invisible walls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There were thousands of invisible walls on this map, and
Yep.
I got very frustrated because, okay, I'm supposed to go to this objective.
Mhm.
And I get at the supply things, you find maps, and it'll mark the thing on your maps, like the red little lines, like, okay, this is the correct path.
Yeah.
When I'm still exploring and trying to venture around, like, it's an exploration game. I
Yes.
wanna go venture off.
Mhm.
But I get nailed with thousands of invisible walls. I can't climb. I can't jump. I can't do any of these things unless
Yeah.
it's a preset animation.
Yeah, that's true.
To jump a little further in the story, there's a section of this game where you have to get something to break down a fence,
Mhm.
right? So, yes, I go get the thing, and next thing I know, I got to go run all the way back up to the top to get to
Yep.
the fence. I somehow ended up on the east side of the gate when you're supposed to be on like the southwest.
Oh shit.
And
yeah.
it put me nowhere even close. So what I had to do, I had to go 20 minutes back down south and then 10 minutes west to go up again. And I'm like, I'm losing my shit.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm going crazy
Yep,
over
yep,
here.
yep.
And it's dumb because those simple animations, those little things like that, really left a sour taste in my mouth for this game. Which I don't like that, but I am very similar in your sense where I got very frustrated. And
So-
it took away from the game. So
Want to piggyback off that a little bit. One of the first things I have written down is that one of the over things done in modern gaming, especially with walking simulators and some other genres of gaming, is your marked climbable areas or your landing areas, or
Yeah.
your interactable zones. It's just a little much. Okay, now when I first started playing the game, I was like, I didn't know where the game was going to go. I didn't read the tags. I thought this could be a suspense or horror game. If I get locked in an animation of climbing over something's chasing me, I was like, well, then maybe it serves a purpose, Don't want to give out too many spoilers. Not the case.
No.
Nothing chases you. So I'm totally in the same boat as you guys there. Way too many climbing animations. I remember early on in the game, like, okay, go through this cave. You go through the cave, you climb up a thing to get out of the cave. You're like, all right, I'm out, right? Pretty close to home, I know. Because unlike you savages, I know how to use a map. So, okay, I'm pretty close to home. But then I look, and yeah, I'm like 10 yards from the fire tower, but there's 4 or 5 walls I have to climb to get there, and each one is a journey. It's a cinematic journey. You watch Henry climb up, grunting the whole time. Gets to the top, and it's like, all right, well, that sucked. At least I don't have to do it again. No. You go through that path umpteen times in that story. So it's like 6 times you got to climb down a wall to get back to the cave so you can get back to Thunder Canyon. It was just a little much. But it's like you guys said, the gameplay loop is about exploration. I had fun with that. I felt that they were able to achieve a big map feel with working with not too many assets.
100%.
There's a few areas, but the fact that it took some time to get places, being a narrative-driven story, I was able to appreciate it. Not my go-to, but I was able to appreciate it. So I thought it was good. I thought it was pretty good. Anyways, it was my first impressions of the game.
Now, from my impressions, that my gameplay experience was heavily painted by my lack of spatial awareness. I just suck at it. That said, I did have an initial appreciation for the game, the world building, the art style. It looked really pretty. It felt like they were trying to build a big world, and I was supposed to appreciate being in the Rockies, and I was. That said, the first time I saw human hands, I felt like, okay, so we're just ditching the human experience, I guess. It's very cartoony, but whatever, I'll get over it.
Yeah.
What really took me out was this. They include a camera that's supposed to make you care about the environment, take a pretty picture of places you go to, tries to fuel this like, oh, I'm in the wilderness, I want to go explore. But I found the same problems. The invisible walls killed me, especially they have the little white paint on logs that show like, oh, you can hop over this. And silly me with my gamer brain, I see some, I hop over them, and where do they lead to? Nothing. It's literally a pocket of some small dirt and then some trees that a ranger should be able to just traipse on by. Nope, no. Impossible. I was honestly stuck at the place that Billy was talking about, because you've never been able to do shit with your environment but rappel down some rocks or climb up some rocks, or God forbid you have to climb up the rope because you might as well go make a sandwich.
You may as well.
You have to chop down a tree. It's the one and only time where it's like interact with your environment.
Yeah.
And my gamer brain at this point had turned off like, oh, so they'll just basically like, here's a stone wall, and then the next day Delilah will be like, oh, we burned a hole in the place that you couldn't get through yesterday, no problem. Also experienced frustration in that little place near the creek where you have to hop over, because it gives you the jump prompt.
Yeah.
But then you can also just walk through.
You can,
and that's
yeah.
frustrating to me
I
as a gamer.
did
Give
not
me
know that.
one
Yeah.
option. Am I jumping past this and it's a cutscene and I'm supposed to be a little dangerous because it's rushing water, adding to the suspense? Because until you finish the game, God forbid, it's a horror game until you get to the end and you're like, oh, it's not. It was all in my head.
Yeah.
But then, like, is it the ability I can just walk across these rocks? Then just give me a fucking rock path.
Yeah.
Be a little friendly to the gamer, which again feels to the experience. God forbid you get lost, because then these immersive mechanics of, oh, what a shitty day for me, the ranger, I'm running through this forest. That feels like a good experience, but then if you get lost, now it feels like a punishing mechanic.
Yep.
Like,
Yeah.
it's the games that you can die in games a billion infinity times, but the ones that feel okay to die in are where it's like respawn. Yeah, that's fine. It's not a punishment. Getting lost is a punishment in this game. And then they fucking hide the sprint button behind 25 minutes of dialogue before the game's like, by the way, you can sprint. Oh, thank God.
Yeah, that is.
Yeah.
Not being able to sprint. would be
Hate that. A little note, want to touch on it. Why isn't shift sprint and why isn't E interact?
I'll be honest with you. I played this on console, so
X is sprint still doesn't make any sense.
X is sprint.
Yes.
No,
It's push down the left analog.
Yeah.
That's what it should be.
That's
Mine
what
was
it
X.
is.
Mine was
It
X
is.
was sprint.
You
Mine
have
was
two
X was
options.
sprint.
There's two options.
I guess I chose the shitty
whenever
option.
you start a new game, press pause and look at the control layout.
No, thank you.
Yeah, that's
No, thank
okay. Or don't.
I couldn't.
Or
I
fucking try to
didn't.
sprint
I
and
goofed
can't.
it. Honestly, I missed the first couple Delilah interactions. So for like the first 2 days, she thought I was a huge fucking prick because I wasn't paying attention and I didn't figure out like how to interact with them. And then I paused enough times to figure out like, oh, I got to turn subtitles on. And then I did also miss a couple big interactions later in the game where she's trying to bare her soul to me for, I think we're on day 30 something.
Yeah.
And she's like, hey, I want to tell you so. And I just forgot the mic prompt because I didn't hear her because I have a toddler.
Yeah.
And then I was like, shit, pause. Why do the subtitles not know? I pause, I save. See, every game ever is like, oh, you want subtitles on? This is a good thing for you?
Yeah.
Let me keep, not this one. No. They punish me. This game is designed to punish me.
I wanna roll back just a little bit because there's something I missed on
Yeah.
first impressions.
Certainly.
You're going through the opening narrative there, and you're picking through options. And one of the options is that Julia, your wife, is drawing you, and you can pose for her, or you can frolic around.
Yeah.
Being the manly man that I am, I take a muscular pose. That's the option. I saw Henry's cock.
Yeah, no.
I posed like a delicate flower.
I saw Henry's cock.
I honestly, I guess I just cut that out. I mean, didn't play it that long ago. I just finished it,
Hey,
and totally forgot.
curious
But
about
yes.
this. What did you lock Julia in the room, or did you let her roam free?
So, being that I didn't have an option to just not go to the bar, because that would have been the best option.
Yeah.
I'm not letting her wander around the house with knives and chairs and stairs. I'm not doing it.
I got to be honest with you. I leaned full in. For personal life experience, I've lived close to this. My mom has early onset dementia for other reasons, and I tried to put myself in the shoes of Henry.
Yeah.
I was like, all right, this dude is clearly an alcoholic. I also am a former alcoholic, so I was like, well, I put myself in my shoes. I would go to the bar. And to be honest with you, until it's a problem, I probably would have let her roam. That's what I chose.
Yeah.
And I still chose to take care of her, so her family was like, you disgusting fucking pig. And I was like, yeah, it's probably how he feels. So I was full on the immersion. I also had to take a couple breaks just because it is like the emotional thing is close to me. So I just a couple times would like pick answers and felt shitty that he was backed into a corner.
Yeah.
He's basically backed into cheating on his wife by like weird radio sexting Delilah.
It's a heavy game, and
She
you
like
wouldn't
seems
think.
to go on
Yeah.
to like unless you hit the ... prompt. And again, because I have a toddler, this is what I'm talking about. I missed the first part of the conversation. So when it gives you the prompt is ... and she's been mad at me the whole game for being a dick. And now I see in the subtitles that I can read. Okay, I didn't hear her. What do you mean? I'm gonna pick what do you mean, and then it's like down. Well,
Yeah.
I just felt like a shitty human the whole time.
You should.
Yeah.
I did.
Well,
I felt slimy.
Yeah, no, I mean definitely. It's just not. There's not a lot. What feels like not a lot of good options, especially in the beginning. And I mean, yeah, the gameplay. There's a lot of. I totally agree in terms of like the mechanics, and it does feel clunky. And I don't know if that is meant like was a creative choice to kind of make you slow down and be more aware of where you're supposed to be and kind of like I mean I don't know, like I guess make it more kind of real and grounded, but no, it does absolutely feel like a punishment. And that's and I think a lot of like the conversation choices and the use of the radio, the fact that I mean I get why they did it, I guess, but it feels like they should have given you more time to respond to the things.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the times it just felt like you're climbing something and then
it's the
It
bar's
just-
ticking down and you're like, oh
Yeah.
god, oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god.
Exactly. Yeah. No. And I mean, I don't know, but I think it's a beautiful game. And it's. I mean, I read that they like created 32 different types of trees to make the game just because whatever I think it was Unity or whatever they made it in didn't have good options, which is I mean cool, but yeah. No, there is. Yeah.
Hey, listen,
I don't
for
know.
that said, I know I'm being harsh. I still have an appreciation. Why I feel more sour about these, and I won't spoil the huge ending at the end, we'll get to it. If there was a better payoff at the end, these
Yeah.
mechanics that dwarfed me, that made me go from like, I'm a park ranger to like, oh dude, I am nobody out here. I could die like that.
Yep.
If there was better payoff, I would feel better about these mechanics because I'd be like, I get it. Like if I ever saw the bear that we talk about,
Yeah.
but I never do.
Like,
I hear some noises.
Yeah.
There's no payoff.
Yeah.
If I ever like, even if like you're saying when I'm climbing up, it sets you up with how it sits your camera. Like I'm waiting for a boot to the head.
Yep.
Right.
I need that payoff for this to feel like.
Do you think this game would benefit with? Do you think you would benefit if you could actually die in this game?
I think so. I think if you made the wrong choice, if you didn't. If you're gonna force me to repel, then if I am careless, if this is an important enough mechanic for you to include it, and I am careless because I want to sprint everywhere, because I do. Thank God we unlocked sprint. I think, yeah, then punish me. If this is a required mechanic, then if I'm going to ignore it, there has to be some reason that I shouldn't be allowed to do this. I break my leg, like, make me, maybe I don't die, and that's the real punishment. It's like, oh, yeah, sprint's gone now. Take this game serious. Yeah. Whoa, okay. Now I'm in the suspense. Now this story matters a heck of a lot more to me. I got to go run and find this stupid axe, and I can't run anymore. This feels, now it's heavier.
Yeah.
It just felt like press A to interact.
I don't know. I the fact that you're railroaded. Don't get me wrong. The story really only goes one way, from what I understand. But I feel like having that hang over your head makes it feel more like a video game. It's like, oh, gotta go back to the last checkpoint. Versus this is like, well, that's a choice you made. So I guess you're walking for half an hour.
Yeah. No. What are your thoughts, Billy?
I totally agree with that. It would become a video game instead of a story narrative game if you included the death system. Yeah. However, this game was supposed to be a story narrative, but the gameplay was so loud, in not the best way, that I did not give a damn about the story at some point. I think it was about halfway through, I was so frustrated with the gameplay mechanics that I just stopped answering Delilah and Cole. I just did not even notice. Yeah, I didn't notice her talk or anything like that. Just straight up ignored it.
Yeah, no, I totally feel that. And
I had a burgeoning romance with Delilah at some point due to some missed mechanics, but then also like when you just try to play like the I don't really want to get involved guy, the story kind of railroads you into like easier bound.
Yeah, no, so I guess getting into the story, right? There's parts where, well, the game skips around a lot. So the first like 2 or 3 days, it's like you're actually doing stuff. And then it'll skip ahead a week or, like 30 days at some point, it seems like.
I was terrified when I read on my first Google of where's the supply cache. Yeah. I was like, there's 79 days. And I was like, oh my God. I'm going to die. Are you kidding me?
I looked at the Steam achievements and I thought the same thing.
Yeah.
It's like survive day 96. I was like,
oh no.
Right. Yeah. It's like, no, it seems daunting.
And then when you skip to 35, I was like, oh.
Yeah.
Oh, whoo.
Yeah, and I mean, there's a lot of untold story that happens within that time, and you're totally right. It does kind of force you into this like relationship, kind of flirting with Delilah, and I mean, I tried to make every choice like, hey, I love my wife, like, I'm not gonna. Really, I'm not gonna give into, but I'm trying to think of the right word. But.
I played it like I was character full on role playing, and that's the one thing I am being a little critical. I will say the fact that they do a very good job of making Henry a human man who has flaws, who even if you don't agree with him, I think if you put yourself in his shoes, you're like, I get it.
Yeah.
It makes it easier to role play that, whereas I think a lot of games do a lot to make their protagonists like be nothing, do nothing. I am every man, every gamer is
super
me.
likable.
This one does not do that. This one's like, dude, Henry's like not okay. He's like someone should probably call on him. I don't know. Someone should check on him.
Yeah. No.
He shouldn't have access to a firearm.
Let's see.
He is not doing okay.
Any red flags here?
Right. Yeah.
Dude has a traumatic home life. Decides to take a job out in the wilderness. With isolation.
Yep.
That's probably pretty good.
This is fine.
I chose every time when they were like, every time I was like, I shouldn't be here. I did feel a little slimy that every time Delilah was like, yeah, totally, you should be. And it's like, you don't know what I'm doing. Dude, like,
yeah.
It's probably best for you to just be radio silent if the dude you're paired with is like, I shouldn't be here. My wife has dementia, and I'm like being a real prick out here. Like
oof.
I'm not your.
It's a good
This
time
is
to touch
above
on
my
this,
pay grade.
Delilah's a whore.
She I don't know, she isn't a good character. I mean, well,
I'm so lonely.
She's a good character, but really forces it on you. I mean,
Not me.
not like
It's not me.
Not in a weird way, but just like is I don't know. It's just like a very forthright person. I just like
She's pretty blunt.
she's very blunt. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and I mean, I guess that's easier when you're not actually seeing the person and it's just over the radio. You know, kind of like in today's age over the internet, like you can say whatever and I don't know, it doesn't really matter. I mean, it does, but like there's not really repercussions. But I don't know, just like
She's a fantastically written character.
yeah, for sure.
It's just that her character is a whore.
Is also not a great person. Maybe I mean, I don't know. Yeah, but there's a lot of
And it was revealed she had a boyfriend, right?
The whole time.
Yeah,
The whole time.
so she
You don't know.
Remember when they were
She
going
just
through
like
their,
pieces out.
when he looked at the files, he went in that little like military room
Yep.
and he looked
Yeah.
at the files and he said like she kept asking, "What does mine say?" And he said, "Well, it says you have a boyfriend."
But she talks about him, right? And
Yeah.
they say that they broke up, and
But she
everything
never
like
really
that.
breaks up. She just
She's-
is like, I'm gonna let you bury your own parents. I gotta go. Bye.
She spins
Yeah.
this tale where they're no longer together.
Yeah,
But from what I picked up, I'm a very skeptical person, so
Yeah.
I was picking up on that. And so when you read it, it's like, yeah, well, it says that you're still in a healthy relationship, so
but okay. So spoilers for the end of the game, right? You find out. Well, fuck, I don't know how we want to broach this, but
it's fine.
I guess
Go for it.
yeah. I mean, so the dude that's been tracking you and listening to you, it's not actually the government or whatever.
Nope.
It's just an ex-forest ranger, right? And he was there. He was the dude that was there before. But I like kind of what I got from it. I don't know if you guys explored when you find his little hideout.
I did.
So he is the one that typed up those reports. So in my mind,
Mhm.
it was like he would put that purposely. It may not necessarily be the truth, but to kind of drive that wedge in between them.
Well,
is-
and that's
is
actually
what
a
I
really
was
great
thinking.
point.
That's how I read into it.
Because this story had me diving off the deep end.
Yeah.
For a long time, I was like, it's fucking, we're finding 007 books everywhere. It's
Yeah.
the goddamn CIA.
Right,
There's
yeah.
robot aliens that are tracking us.
Yeah.
But it's like you said, come to find out that it's just the guy, a grieving dad who
Yeah.
accidentally killed his son.
Yeah.
And then he's living in the wilderness as a hermit now.
Right. Yeah.
And he has, it's mentioned earlier, he has PTSD, so he reverts to his military training, and he's just stuck up in a hole listening to the ops.
Yep. No. Exactly. Yeah.
I mean, piggybacking off of that, the dead kid situation, I found Delilah to be a little bit more of a wounded and approachable character, like someone who still had some flaws, certainly, but she wasn't bad inherently. I found them
Yeah.
both to be flawed characters, but Delilah I found had some sympatheticness to her because if you explore and get lost, as one might if you suck ass with a compass and map, and especially if you get to a place in the map before you figure out that you're supposed to look at the stupid maps in the supply caches to figure out what trails are.
Oh no.
Not
Yeah.
that happened. Just hypothetically.
Right, yeah,
Hypothetically,
yeah.
yada yada. You find some places where like you realize she's sympathetic because some other rangers out here have died. Like you find a burned out cabin.
You
She's
do.
like, oh yeah,
Yep.
whoops. And then if you explore enough and do enough story building, you find out about this kid who was out here, and she bent the rules for him to be here,
Right.
and then he goes missing.
Yep.
And she just clearly is like, it's better out of sight, out of mind. Like you get the feeling that she has also experienced some amount of like huge trauma. And then I agree with WB that this guy is just hiding out. He's just trying to sow dissent, right? Because you find out it's not the government. Why is he leaving these out for you to find? That clipboard in the payoff scene that finally made me feel like, oh shit, we're into the real stuff now, man.
Mhm.
And like at that point, I was like, I gotta play this whole thing.
Yep.
I gotta finish it now.
Yeah.
Also, I will say at that point, this is when the suspense had me the most. I was gripped. I was thrilled. I did the last 70s series of days, fairly baked, so I was terrified the whole time.
Yeah.
Right? I just got kicked in the face, but then you replay it. That was a setup, man. Like he left that
yeah.
out for you to find. He let you put. Who's to say that they're still together, right? He knows who's gonna find it. It's not her, right?
Right,
The only
right.
reason, heck, she knows she's being watched somehow. because she has to do that like 007 covert. I have to check the second tree on your chart and then don't say a word. And then your dumbass, once he gets there, is like, I'm here at Cottonwood Cove. Read. Cottonwood Cove. What are you doing? Idiot.
Turns out it didn't matter. He had a radio receiver that could pick up all waves.
Yeah.
But I'm just gonna. Did you have something to add, Bill?
No, go for it.
All right. I'm gonna read some of this. What I was thinking. I have some of my thoughts written down. Very emotional impact. Or I said very emotional and then a question mark impact, and then it transfers to I feel exposed, vulnerable, getting paranoid. I have written pairs, which is something that Delilah says, and I'm like, she's in on it with the stalker, who is Ned. Ned, or the stalker, is a big Richard Sturgeon fan, which is the 007 books, and Hank has these too. Hank has dementia. I'm jumping off the deep end. None of that's true. None of that.
No, it's. I mean, the game builds beautifully. It really does. I mean, you know, one of the first kind of tasks that you have is to go and there's teens that are lighting off fireworks, and you got to go tell them to knock it off. You get there, you find a bunch of beer cans and shit, and you tell them to knock it off, piss off, and then it kind of goes downhill from there. Like, I mean, I think story wise, it almost felt like it wanted to be a horror story, and like built up to it, and I don't know.
Chickened out.
It did chicken out, yeah. But I mean, so I guess I have a question about that portion with the teens at the lake. Did you guys throw the radio in the water?
Was that a choice? I didn't know you could do that.
That is a choice. Yeah, that's what I did. And
Fuck them kids.
I mean, yeah, I'm WB. Jesus. Billy, you're TC. Did you guys do that?
I don't even remember that being an option.
Yeah.
Where that was at the lake
So-
scene?
I was at the lake. Yeah, you could pick up their radio that they're listening to the music with and throw it in the water.
No, I found the turtle when I was over there. though.
What?
I
There's
missed
a
it.
turtle?
Yeah, there's
Missed
a
it.
turtle. It's a Steam achievement.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
man.
yeah, you find a little pet turtle,
Yep.
adopt it.
I
And
want
I-
to touch on
I
that.
think his
Don't,
name-
don't let me forget
Yep.
about the achievements.
His name is Turt Reynolds, if I remember correctly.
Oh,
I didn't know that.
Which is hilarious. Yeah.
No, I was so goddamn polite to those teenagers, and they were so they steal your bed sheets. They're such pricks to you.
Yeah. Which I mean, I guess in my
They didn't steal your bed sheets.
Does Ned steal your bed
Ned
sheets?
steals your bed
I
sheets,
guess
and then
that
he
makes
goes over
sense.
there and rips their tent up, leaving your bed sheets there.
so is there no bear? Is the question.
No,
there-
I didn't. That also there's this big bear. Like, oh, be careful about the big bear.
There's no bears in the mountains.
Dude, I don't
for
know.
this
That's the
game.
same thing, though. I agree
There's
with
no bears?
I agree with Thunder
For
Chicken.
this
That like
game, there's no such thing as bears.
I
in
was
the mountains.
QAnon
Okay.
crazy conspiracy.
see it.
Like,
I mean,
oh, the
that's
numbers,
true.
Mason.
Yeah.
What do they mean? The numbers. And then at the end, it's like, oh, they mean nothing. They mean
Yeah.
absolutely
Yeah.
nothing.
Exactly right.
That's my like. I have this here. I wish there was payoff, man. The choices you make with Delilah do not matter.
They don't.
No.
It does not change the ending,
That's
and
true.
there is no ending. I don't know what I wanted from it, but I know I did not.
I want to
I
touch
didn't
on
get
that
it.
later too. But the reason that I came to the conclusion about Ned with the bed sheets is because there's a note there left by the teenagers calling you a psychopath, not only for harassing them at the lake, which by the way, I didn't know it was an option. I did pick up their radio, and then they're like, "Hey, don't steal our radio. We'll knock it off." And so I put it back down.
Yeah.
But if I would have known I could have thrown it in the water, I probably would have.
Yeah.
Um,
It makes their actions feel more justified.
Absolutely.
I
Certainly.
think.
Then I feel like I'm less being fucking bullied by a bunch of teenagers.
And then they're like, "Oh, those teenagers are missing, and we lied on the police report.
Right. Yeah.
We're fucked."
Which also felt bad because I chose every choice that was like report me,
Yep.
report me.
Yep.
Let's talk. I would love to talk to the police. And she's like, "Yeah, totally. I got you, chief." And then later she's like, "Oh, by the way, I lied."
Right.
Why?
Yeah, lied on your behalf.
For
you.
what? I told you not to.
Exactly. Yeah. Was it? I mean, was it for her to cover her ass? Like,
Absolutely.
It's-
So that's something that Ace mentioned earlier. I don't find her as a sympathetic character because she's not a deadbeat. She's
incredibly selfish.
she's
That
selfish.
is when I
and
stopped feeling she was
she's a
sympathetic.
blue falcon. She's a buddy fucker. She's completely ready at any point in time to send anybody down the river to save her own ass. And this is true because she's like, well, I could tell that guy he can't have his son up here, but then I'm out of a Firewatchman, right?
Yeah.
And I can't have that, so I'm just gonna have him hang around. Kid dies, and she's like, not gonna look into that. Just gonna let that
Yeah.
one fly.
I will say when you find out that reveal of like, oh, I lied about this, then I was pissed because I was like, you are no longer a sympathetic. You screw. If this is real life, I'm role playing as this depressed dad. You screwed me, dude.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I am going to prison.
Yep.
Yeah, it's totally out of your control.
Thank you.
Yeah, but all that's just inconsequential, though. So
What?
that, like, all those big plot points, decisions, big plot twists. The kids, oh, they might be missing. They could be
Right.
dead. Nothing matters.
You're right.
You know, and
Yeah.
it's supposed to be story driven, but everything didn't matter.
You're
No,
right.
it just falls flat.
And it's one ending. It is what it is.
It would have felt better if you had to do some extra something to make it to the helicopter on time.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know this. If you wait for 2 minutes,
It just leaves.
it just
without
leaves,
you.
and then the ending is you die in this forest fire.
Yeah.
I
Well,
wish
I mean, it's not.
they leave it up to interpretation.
Yeah,
you
it
die
just
in
cuts.
this forest
It just
fire.
cuts to black. Yeah.
Also, is that the implication that this Vietnam PTSD vet is just setting fires because he's nobody looking at my hidey hole,
I don't think so. I don't know.
or is
But
it just fires? It's bad. It's a bad.
No, because
season.
he talks about how he's been living out there for some time. If you listen to his tape, and how he's gonna have to relocate now because of the fires, which doesn't mean he didn't do it, but that certainly would be a moment in which this guy shot himself in the foot, and he does that. Ned does that very little, so
Yeah.
it would be shocking to find out. He's like, I'm gonna set this fire, and he's like, well, that didn't turn out the way I thought it would. Like, what do you mean? It's a fire. It's a forest
Right.
fire.
No, exactly. Yeah. I mean, I think that was just it was done to further throw Henry under the bus.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
You know, like because you.
but just all for like Billy was saying, just for him to be like, no, I'm just kidding. I like you now,
Yeah.
Henry.
No, I mean, yeah, yeah. There's so much buildup, and it could have been like. I
Like-
want to say a better game, but I mean, honestly, yeah, the story just falls flat.
all would have felt
for the
worth it
detriment, yeah.
if you confronted Ned,
Yep.
and then it turned into a, hey, how well do you know the map? How well do you know if this is 3 climbs on this trail, or is it worth it to take the long way, no climbs? And
Beat Ned in
it's
the foot
also,
race.
by the way, we are foot racing to the wagon or the trolley that takes
Yeah.
us. That would have, even if that was the payoff, I would have been like, hell yeah, this game, whoa.
Yeah.
Or even just any
rep-
kind of
yeah,
confrontation.
Don't forget repelling a few times. You gotta
Right,
throw that
yeah.
in.
Yeah, you got to
The
figure
the
out which way
repelling
has
felt
the
God,
least
we go
amount.
less
up, down?
awful to be than the climbing. The climbing up was. Plus, the whole time again, you feel because the game psychologically tortures you. I'm wigging out with my camera, trying to like get it to focus out because I'm getting kicked in the face. I know I'm
Yeah.
getting kicked in the face. It
Right.
never pays off.
You're right.
Yep.
It would have felt. I know this is a wild thing to say. It would have felt good if you got kicked in the face.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, for
another
sure.
thing that is just random, I don't know where this fits in. It is deeply unsettling when you're just trouncing through because you're lost, and you find the the character models of all the characters in the. That's some. Yeah, did no one else stumble upon like a bunch of mannequins and all the character models by a big tree? Yeah,
What?
horrifying. Fucking horrifying. As I
I-
look and I'm like, why are there mannequins? So, believe me when you're saying I'm off the wall. I'm like, what the hell is going on?
God.
And by the way, this is like the 70s days where I'm getting an axe and I know I'm going for this thing. At this point in time, ladies and gentlemen, I am 12 out of 14, right? I am lakey. I am gone. I am losing my mind. I come upon a big tree with you for real, nobody?
No, no.
No.
A,
man.
a bunch
No.
of
On this
mannequins,
one.
Henry, Delilah, all of them just the character models, and I'm like, oh my, what is going on?
Jesus.
What is going on?
I'm
I'm
being
lost.
cloned.
I'm so lost.
That'd be terrifying.
I
Holy
found the
shit.
snowmobiles that like were.
Yeah.
Okay, so we
Saw
got,
the
at least we can
snowmobiles,
agree
yeah.
these. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not totally. Yeah, I don't know
yeah.
what's up with that. I didn't like that.
That's
And then there's no payoff.
yeah.
That really felt like a letdown.
Agreed. I could agree with that.
Did anybody else grab everything inside the Firewatch Tower and throw it off the ledge?
No.
'Cause
No.
I did.
I was
yeah.
trying. I don't know if it's an achievement, but like, there's a bunch of books with like letter or numbers in the title, and I was like, oh, there's got to be something if you line them up all in a row, 1, 2, 3, 4. And so, like, I don't know how many times I was like, oh, I found a new book. I got to trek all the way back to the Firewatch. And there's nothing. It was
No.
just my,
No.
like,
I've got 2 things to add. to that.
hopeful ass there. But, yeah, no.
For
it
the
was-
first 45 minutes of the game, every time I found an item that I
Yeah.
could hold, I took it with me everywhere because I was like, there's going to be a bear or some sort of monster.
My
I'm gonna be able
gamer
to,
brain.
I'm going to be able to throw it at him, you know, and I'm going to get away. Never happens.
No.
And then also the achievements. Okay, I thought about doing a full achievement run. I didn't do it.
Yeah.
But anybody else get attacked by the raccoon?
Yeah.
I did not. No.
And I got stung by a bee.
I got stung.
I
by a
got stung
bee.
by a bee as well. I think that's one of the. Well, I guess you don't have to look in there, but that's like.
I got stung by a bee.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, I got attacked by a raccoon as well.
No. Yeah.
And then I'm freaked out.
Yeah.
What is going on? And
Do I
then at
have
one
rabies?
point, if you stumble upon a certain area, you're like, it's maybe haunted?
Never got that.
No, there's nothing. So when you get lost, it turns out there's a lot of Easter eggs.
No. Yeah.
But I agree that I did not throw everything out of the watchtower in my first
beautiful.
40 minutes. I really struggled to find the fucking supply cache because of the map and compass.
Yeah.
I picked everything in the watchtower up. I know that, and I was just like, where is this fucking supply? Where's the supply box? I mean, maybe it's a tool chest. What am I looking for?
Yep.
And again, because I didn't have subtitles on, I didn't hear anything. You can't radio Delilah like a normal human and be like, hey, I'm real talk. Run that back
I
one
don't
more
know,
time.
man. I'm lost.
I wish that was an option. Hey, one more time. Like, even if it was you're mad at me, can I just, as a game for me, the human idiot playing this with a dumb controller with my stupid meat hands, can you give me one more go around? Like, shit, dude, even Fallout New Vegas, you could fuck up a speech pattern bad, and it'll be like, do you want to give that one more try? Yes, please.
Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah, no. So, I mean, I think, yeah, story is just so flat. I don't know. It was just kind of a disappointment. Would you say you felt immersed, though?
Absolutely.
Yes, absolutely.
At some moments, yes.
Yeah.
There were things that broke my immersion, and that was just out of frustration.
That's fair,
with the
yeah.
gameplay mechanics. But when the game was running and it was comfortable and I was enjoying what we were doing, then yeah, I absolutely adored it. It was a good time. But
Yep.
yeah, just those little things. They added up, and goodness gracious, they took my attention.
Yep. No, I totally agree. One of the things I just want to talk, or one last story thing, I guess, and it's not even like something that you have to do, but with like the camera, I was just taking pictures at first of just like the scenery and everything like that. And at the very end, when you find the boy's body, I was like, oh, maybe I should take pictures of this and like it'll do something. But no, it was just like as the credits were rolling, it was like, oh, some nice pictures, and then there's just a child.
Again, if it felt like they wanted you to take pictures.
Yeah.
Yep.
Give me unlimited. Why are there
'Cause
only
there's
a
an
limited
achievement.
amount? That's dumb.
Is there really?
Yes. If you use all your film, you get an achievement.
Oh,
And then
shit.
give me
So
an
as
unlimited
soon as I
amount.
got my camera, I spammed 15 photos, or however much there is, and I popped it.
That's
I was like the only photos. I thought I had to save them because we have to like forensically
Yep.
analyze the first
Yep.
crime scene. And I
Me
was
too.
like, yeah, dude, I want everyone to know Delilah lied on this report. I am not part of this shit.
Yeah.
I don't want none of this.
Yeah.
I am. And then no, none of it matters.
That's
Yeah.
so funny.
I was thinking
Dude.
the same thing. I was like, there's going to be, maybe even if it is a prompt, because there's a lot of hand holding in this game, but I was like, even if it is a prompt, right?
Yeah.
Oh, actually, just had a memory. When I got to the place where you're being monitored
Monitored,
from,
right,
you know,
supposedly
I took
monitored
pictures of the
from, yeah.
documents, all
Yes.
007 shit.
Yeah.
I'm like, here we go, dude. Got
That's
the
gotta be
fucking
important.
proof. You know,
Right.
got it. No,
And then
Didn't
it's
matter.
just, I mean, Ned as a character, he's not important in the story until the very end. And then, like, if you, like, really, you got to think back to all this shit that happened, and it's like, man, the dude's a mastermind.
I will say
Set you
again,
up
if you
perfectly.
get lost, Ned is a huge part of the story because he's in like 5 supply chests, some of which the game does not tell you to go to.
Yeah, I
You
guess
just
that's
find
true.
him, and then you read. Ned has like a bromance with another ranger.
Does.
That
Yeah,
other
yeah.
ranger just decides, I guess, one day to be like, yeah, I'm out.
It's like, I'm
And then Ned loses his mind, and then I guess Delilah's like, missing kid, not my problem.
Mhm.
And then you find out like, I mean, the game kind of does hold your hand there. If I saw the gate, I don't know if your gamer brain also saw the gate in the cave it makes you go into.
Mhm.
After
Yeah.
I got lost and saw the fucking radio lines, and Delilah was like, "You're a dumbass. You are so lost, idiot." Then give me a map marker.
Yeah.
They didn't. It's fine. I went right to the gate, and once they were like, "Oh, we lost the key," I was like, "We're coming back here. I know
Yep.
for a fact we are coming back here.
Yep.
Something is in here." This is the only gate that looks like this.
One of my least favorite moments in the game involved that area. So when you finally get the key to unlock it, you run through and all that stuff, and then you drop down, you see the camp, and you get the little carabiner thing so you can rappel.
Yep.
But you have to drop down and run all the way back to the cave entrance.
Yeah.
Just let me turn around. Just let me turn around and go back. No, the jump's too high. You can't reach up. You don't have a rappelling kit.
Yep.
You can't do it.
Yeah.
Not possible.
I didn't like how I had to drop down and then run.
And again,
it's not even a long run.
What would make that a payoff? Something small, very little needs to be added. Add me a gate sound effect, a lock, some footsteps. Okay. The suspense has continued to build. I understand now why I've got to take someone is here. They know I'm right here.
Bad news for you, Ace.
It does
Oh,
happen.
it does happen. Yeah, there is a sound.
The gate.
They close the gate, and then Henry says, "Someone just locked me in here."
Oh,
And
well, there you
Delilah's
go.
like, well, she doesn't say anything because your radio's
You
not
don't
working
have
in the
to,
cave.
yeah.
But yeah, so that is a thing.
I'm dumb.
So I want to touch on this real quick. We were talking about the story and the narrative, or the immersion rather. Step into the shoes of a middle-aged depressed man. That's what this game is. It's Depressed Man Simulator.
And it does a good job.
It does. Oh, it does a great job. And one other thing is we're talking about when you find the carabiners, the whatever they're called. I don't know what they're called.
The
think you
anchors.
can
The anchors. That's it. And you go up to the boy who died. You go up to his camp.
Yeah.
Did you guys look around there at all?
I did. I picked up everything I could. And man, there's like the little flags, and you could like hang them back up. But I didn't realize that until after I had picked up everyone and then dropped it. And they're just gone. I was like,
Oh,
I want to
wow.
set up this dude's camp. I don't know.
So one of the things in there that I noticed, because the world design and the immersion, is if you pick up one of the comic books that was left there by, what's his name? What's the son's name?
Brian?
Maybe it's
Brian.
Brian. It is Brian. I can't remember. It is the Black Band the Black Band comic book. The quote on the very front says, "Go ahead, kill my family. It will only make me stronger." I thought that was a delight.
It was very fitting for the era. Like that's
Yeah.
just what it was like. I mean, the game nails the atmosphere. I think just
Yeah.
like, yeah, I don't know. I personally love the kind of art style that they had during that time, and it was, I don't know, it was just a joy, and I mean, beautiful.
I did not look around the camp. Let's be honest, folks. At this point with the mannequins, I felt as if Slender Man was about to come unalive me. So I was, let's go. We are out of here. I hate this game. I was terrified.
Yeah.
So I felt very disappointed at the very end. Are we ready to give our final ratings to this lovely piece of media?
I think we're getting close. I wanted to talk about the music and like the audio of it. I really appreciated just how like the audio or like the music kind of just
Really
blended
sets the
in.
tone.
Yeah, but it's just like very subtle as it picks up, and everything like that. I thought that was really cool. But let's see here. All right, so I have a question for you guys. If you were put in this world, how would you do? Would you survive? Let's start off with Billy.
I would be excited about being a Firewatch person to start off. When all the crazy shit starts to happen, I would hope that I would react in the best way possible. I would keep communication with the only person I have communication with, even though she's different. I would still keep that line of communication, but yeah, I think I would kind of treat the whole situation very similar. You know, at least try to investigate, protect yourselves, protect the person you've never met, figure out who's trying to get at you.
Yeah.
As far as if I would survive, I probably would get tired of repelling.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think I would
true.
actually just like, yeah, I don't know. I would hope I would survive. I
Yeah,
think I'd be
mean,
okay.
I think it would be different because there aren't like those walls. You know, if you were like truly allowed to explore and not be held
Well,
back.
then Ace
by-
would be dead.
Well, yes. I mean, maybe.
Yeah. But if
no,
there was actual wildlife too,
Yeah.
'cause that's going to be different.
That's true. That's true.
I would certainly hope you'd have some level of survivability, Billy. The only one with firefighting
Yeah.
experience at the table.
Okay.
If you can't make it, we're fucked.
I will say we didn't do any sort of firefighting in the game. There were
True.
fires were seen and mentioned, and that was it. We didn't do the job of Firewatch once.
True.
But is the job of the Firewatch to fight fires, or is it to spot the fires and then
Leave.
relay that information to those that actually fight them?
But did you even do that in
No,
the game?
not once. You didn't use the fire spotter once.
No. It
That's
was
true.
That's true. They
recognized
make
like
they
right
make
at the
you
beginning.
acknowledge
Yeah.
it. They're
Yeah.
like, hey,
Hey,
look
it's
at
there.
this.
Look at
It's a
this
really, really important thing. And then after your windows get broken, a tool chest sits on it for the rest of the game.
That's
It's
true.
like, oh, by the way,
That's
it's
true.
furniture now.
Yeah,
So I wouldn't
Fair.
even have
Touche,
to do the
touche.
job. So I
Yeah.
don't
absolutely right.
No, that's very fair. All right, TC, how do you think you'd do?
I think I'd do fantastic. First and foremost, I'm not locking my dementia-ridden wife in a bedroom to go to the bar. So let's start there. After that, yeah, I think I would handle it much the same. He's a pretty rational guy, Henry. What I will say is, the moment that Delilah's like, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get on the helicopter, I'd say, the fuck you are.
Yeah.
The fuck you are. You are waiting for me to get there.
Right,
What if they don't come back? Oh, they'll come back. Yeah, right.
but
Yeah,
if you tell her
right.
to wait,
She still does not wait.
exactly.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, I would have been fucking irate.
Yep. Valid. Totally valid. I feel that. Ace.
I would fucking die, guys. I am so. Listen, I got lost once on a hike when I was in college, and this is a maintained trail in Boulder, and I went to see you, right? So not an abnormal thing. I got lost on a real trail. We started on what we thought was a 2-hour hike. We took the wrong trail. It ended up being about 6 hours. I am not kidding. When we got to one point where I had phone service, I was calling my at the time girlfriend and was like, I think I'm gonna die out here. I wouldn't have made it. It flashes forward to day 35. If I was in the game, it would have flashed forward to some bones, and then it would have just been the fucking credits for the rest of the game. He never got up after the first big fall. He just was like, "Fuck this! I'm just gonna die here. I hate this."
Here
This is my
lies
fate.
Ace.
All right.
He died looking for the first supply cache.
Never found it.
Yeah, I personally think I would do well. I don't know. I think it'd be a cool job, and I didn't have any issues with the maps and compass and all that shit. I think that's cool. So yeah, I think I would do all right. I'd enjoy myself too.
Fair enough, WB. I think you would.
Yeah, no, that's fair. I think at this point we've talked about Firewatch and what we think of it enough. I think we're ready to give it our final score.
How many lives left?
Exactly. We're going to start off with Ace.
All right.
I'm gonna say I have some appreciation for the story. I was sucked in at the time of playing. I was very immersed. I would not play it again. The ending felt. I felt like it went out with a fizzle and not a bang.
Yep.
I'm gonna give it a 2.5 out of 4 hearts left.
Beautiful, beautiful. TC, what do you think?
Firewatch is an emotional and thought-provoking narrative-driven walking simulator that tells an emotional and interesting story. This game was a fun and captivating 5 to 10 hours. You could replay a handful of times for the sake of different dialogue options, but if you do, you are a scumbag for cheating on your wife. A fantastic change of pace, certainly something that will have you jumping off the deep end at times. It's not an unrealistic or fantastic story. You are just Henry, who is grieving. It's a good game. I had a good time with it. Wouldn't play it again though. So it's a 2.5. I liked the story. Certainly could have had a better payoff, but it's fun. It's worth it.
Yep. No, totally fair. That's valid. Billy, what are your thoughts?
For this game, it had high potential, but to me, it was just a bland meal.
Yeah.
It had inconsequential plot points. It was a wild goose chase for no reason. The controls, the actual gameplay mechanics, the frustration that came from all of that just left such a sour taste in my mouth. This game, like I said, it has a lot of potential. I wish it delved more into the survivability instead of being a little story driven, but then that defeats the whole purpose of making the game, I guess. But I don't know. This game sits a little nasty on my tongue. This is like a 1.5 for me, and not the biggest fan.
Yep, understandable.
All right, WB, what do you think?
Yeah, it's a beautiful game, and I want to love it, and it's a good game. But yeah, there's so many things that just fall flat, and it's just it. Yeah, a bland meal is a great way of saying it. Could have been, a 10 out of 10, 4 out of 4, but for me, I think it is going to be a 2. Just didn't land. None of the punches landed. It just left me feeling empty. So.
Agreed.
Well, this is that. Well, fuck. Pee pee poo poo.
And there you have it, folks. That was Firewatch. Until next time at Four Lives Left, I'm Ace.
I'm TC.
I'm Billy.
And I'm WB.
Join us next time where we will be reviewing Faster Than Light.
Oh, snap.